updated, so...
I'm gonna check EC1 real quick. Let's see, 2 right up the middle, 2 off to the left.
Just losers round 3. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Shit. Ow,
Very good pattern.
Nubtub, get out of my chat and go to the community channel.
He's just here to ask
Nubtub,
questions
get out
about
of
the
my chat
Boltman
and
mod.
go to the community channel.
Is community channel live yet?
Yes,
Oh, no.
it should have just gone live.
Even if it's not. Even if it's not, you can just get in there.
Oh god. This gamer test, we were talking about gamer words at my D&D game last night. And this reminds me of that. I could make a list of gamer words where you get a point if you've said one of them.
I sound weird like gamer with a hard on.
Hoggers.
Hoggers with the hard R.
God.
Oh god. Oh god.
3 people in the call just
White
realized
power
it.
cap.
I saw a funny tweet where someone said a kid said poggers in a grocery store, and someone told the kid's mom that it was a racial slur.
I like that. Like, man, you do realize he's talking about the brown people, right?
That's
Oh,
the
God.
signal Brian said, honestly.
Okay, we were playing D&D last night, and
Oh,
they were talking about a race of people called halflings, and I was like, I don't feel comfortable saying this.
Halfling does sound kind of like a.
Yeah, it's like, oh god.
That's like right on the edge.
Anything that ends in ing and the name of somebody is like kind of sus.
And we're live.
And we're live. Anyway, let's get
Welcome, everyone.
All right, welcome everyone. With
once
that,
again.
let's get going here.
Pikmin Riders caught live.
Oh, we just went live. No one heard any of that. Nice.
All right, so
Team Jamie got completely top player privileged. It was just like, we're gonna come calm, and I'm like, well, what if Urban we're on comms instead? Oh, it was excellent. All right,
we do have the dream team of commentary here today.
I mean, yeah. I was like, I'm available. Cap kick someone off. My turn.
All right, so
Love you,
today
Jamie.
we
Thanks for your
have
spot.
Curtis versus TCB. This is losers round 3. And commentary today we have Cap and Urban. So if everyone's ready here, we get a countdown and we can get going.
Are we going on go, or what's the drill here?
We're going on go.
Okay, you can count to 3 or count to 1.
Counting down.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
All right, everyone ready?
I think so.
Oh, Lord.
All right, going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Man, good luck, kids.
Good luck.
Good luck, guys.
good luck, everyone. All right, and we're off.
Yeah. Got some pretty different stream delay here, so...
I mean, if you look at oh wow, yeah, that is pretty heavy stream delay. Oh well, I as long as we have the internal timers, we can figure it out. But
yeah, I mean, it's also unlikely that it'll be. I mean, that was probably like 5 seconds of difference, and it's unlikely that it'll be that close.
right. No, sometimes the stream delay can be pretty heavy. Any case, I mean, TCB is kind of interesting because Curtis obviously has been kind of playing a lot of Pikmin 2 categories for a while, but TCB, obviously famous ROM hack legend. He has world records in a lot of ROM hacks, but he recently has
Not
kind of
anymore.
Got him. Let's go, Urban. But he still has world records in plenty of ROM hacks, but not 251 all treasures. Let's go Urban. But he recently has kind of played a little bit more of vanilla recently, which is great to see because he's obviously very talented, and so it's kind of cool that we've able to kind of rope him back into vanilla Pikmin 2 for the purposes of this race. So that's really good.
Yeah, Curtis is also someone who has kind of cycled back. Because he ran, I think, Pikmin 1 for a little while, maybe a little bit of Pikmin 2. I think it was mostly Pikmin 1, though, and then, like, didn't run the game for a year because he speedruns lots of other games, too. So he was speedrunning those, and then after the run was featured at GDQ, he came back, and Curtis has come up strong. Curtis is definitely probably at top runner status. If not, he's right at, like, the precipice of it. I don't know what we consider a, like, top runner anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Curtis recently got a personal best of 131, relatively recent. Sorry, not 131, 137. Whoops.
World record!
Sorry, I said 1 and my brain just, yeah. No, no, sorry. So, but Curtis basically recently got a PB that is very close to TCB's. Actually, might even beat. I forget the seconds, but both TCB and Curtis now technically have similar PBs, like within the same minute, which means that they actually have very similar potentials. Yeah, wait, they literally tied. I forgot this. Oh, that makes this crazy, huh?
Yeah, this is great. This is super great.
Okay, yeah.
This will be an exciting match for sure.
Yeah, no, so I didn't realize this, but just to be clear to the chat, both Curtis and TCB actually have the exact same payoff debt time to the second, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it is also a good time of 1:37:19.
Yeah, which also
this should be a really exciting match to watch.
Yeah. It's a little bit hard to tell with stream delay, but these guys actually are probably pretty neck and neck right now. With maybe TCB actually having maybe a couple seconds more of a lead.
Yeah, I think TCB is a little bit ahead. I do know him to have a slightly better early game than Curtis anyway.
Yeah, there also is, and we were busy talking about sort of the players at large, so I didn't pay super close attention, but even though it's set seed, that's usually mostly for the sub-levels, so, there's also small differences in posies, which, can also be a couple seconds here and there. I mean, it's the standard variation of a couple seconds on day 3, even though they're both opting to not go for Louis skip.
A classic gentleman's agreement.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they agreed beforehand. And I mean, it's kind of nice because although it hasn't although people who have gone for it have actually gotten it in the race, I mean, if you're late and you activate it early, puts you at a severe disadvantage.
It's that is a really inopportune spot to activate it, so it's probably like 10 or 15 seconds lost. Maybe not 15. It'd be hard
it might be. I think it might be 15. I think it might be 15.
It'd be hard. No, it'd be hard to lose more than what the cutscene actually takes to play.
Right. Because you activate it at the worst possible time. Like when you go for the skip, you activate it right after everything is done, right before day ends. So, yeah. So we got. So now we have the beginning of day 5. The beginning of day 4, the above ground, which is good. Curtis and TCB both have, I don't know, they've been asking a little bit more questions. They've been doing a lot more. I know TCB's been doing a lot more VOD review because it's been a while since he's played this. And honestly, like, the routes and the stuff has changed, actually. Maybe not early game, but, like, in general, like, the standard of play always gets faster and faster.
Right, it has been pushed to insane levels now, so...
Right.
I'd say TCB is what 5-8 seconds ahead probably now.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just TCB. I mean, again, it is kind of hard because you don't see it on the main leaderboard, but I mean he plays a lot of the Pikmin ROM hacks. like a lot.
Yeah. It would be fair to say that TCB is the more seasoned of the players. TCB has been around, I mean, as long as you and I have.
Yeah.
And so that's a long time
Yeah. No, he's
for
been
the
around.
uninitiated in the chat.
Yeah. So he's. Yeah, so TCB's been around for a long time, and there is just kind of this thing where even when he's not playing vanilla, he's still playing Pikmin at a high level, and of course the ROM hacks are very different and have different skill sets that are good, but the overall idea of managing Pikmin well, I mean, that is something that is just common among all the ROM hacks. So, you know, it's even if he took a little bit of a break from vanilla, it isn't like he isn't seasoned in knowing how to, you know, move and work around with Pikmin. Gets the double.
So TCB activating the Nectar cutscene at 6:37 according to our timer.
Mm-hmm. That's
Curtis
pretty,
doing
which is
it.
pretty good considering that Nintendo makes the loads really slow.
The load's ridiculously slow. So Curtis getting it around 6:51, with about 5 seconds of delay. Yeah, TCB is about 9 seconds ahead.
Yeah. Because of how optimized Day 4 is, you can really tell, like, sort of, you know, like, there's like a level of season to it. Actually, so it's interesting. This is a little bit more of a, I mean, modern is all relative, yes, but this is actually something that's a little bit more modern that I perceive, where it used to be that you would wait till the bugs and the pellet get in before activating Louis Skip, but it's slightly faster, only by a second or so, to actually leave Louis behind and activate Louis Skip as the bugs come in. And so that is a little bit faster because now you're playing.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say it's within the margin of error. I mean, if I don't get Louis Skip, I go for this strat, but I just think that's because it's a little easier.
I mean, it's close. I mean, because you're still waiting. It does two different kind of waits, right? Because one, you're waiting for the stuff to come in, and then the other one, you're waiting for the sprouts to fall. So there's unfortunately no way of playing that cutscene without waiting. I mean, that's why it's so bad to play. Because it's just, things can't happen things can carry and sprouts can fall, but the suction and the growth can't happen in the middle. So it's just choosing when to wait.
Right, and so things are, during those cutscenes, if there's text on the screen, things in the overworld are frozen, but if there's not, they aren't. So I think you do get some damage on the gate and stuff as that cutscene plays, which is why we play it there. It just ends up being the best spot to do it. Like Cap said, there's really not a good spot to do it overall.
Curtis has kind of come back a little bit here. I mean,
yeah, making up some nice time there. Good job, Curtis.
I think Curtis's management, like with the nectar and stuff, was a little bit faster than TCB's, and so I think he really saved some time there.
Both of our runners getting Far Citrus because they are running Set Seed. So both of them should reset right now, to be frank.
Yeah, for sure.
Just done. Runs over, runs dead.
One thing that's very interesting that I really like is they both one thing that I think that I liked about Curtis is that Curtis TCB kind of C6 some Pikmin onto the bottle cap first. It was the name that I now is it Quenching Emblem? Must be. No, so whereas Curtis you know, where Curtis just kind of loaded it later, and it's not too much of a difference, but I think that, you know, Curtis was able to kind of get a better line and handle the Bulborbs a little bit better. But I think overall, TCB's handling of the enemies was really fast here. These Bulborb positions are really nice because you can kind of, you know, you don't have to worry about them eating anybody. It's not a huge deal, but those two Bulborb positions can be really annoying because the other Bulborbs, honestly, it's pretty rare that they have problems. But as I say that, honestly, you might have to do a little bit of Bulborb combat on the way back.
Yeah, that's not a great location for those middle ones. And the middle ones are the worst ones to get because you just lose time. Like, it's just so hard not to lose time killing them when you're in the way like that.
And it's very common for them not to be in the way. So,
yeah, you know, it's very common for you to be able to, like, slip by there, so.
Yeah, for sure. If TCB, so what TCB is doing here though is he's not worrying about the, like, he ran really far ahead, so that he could basically try to kill them as the purples come. So I liked that he kind of recognized that he would have to do that and didn't sort of hesitate to just like run up there with the reds. So that at least during most of the time the purples were falling behind.
Nice play, for sure. Obviously the purple leaves lag really far behind the captains and the rest of the Pikmin. Which is why what Cap was talking about is relevant there.
Yeah. So what
Curtis missing the one shot, but it looks like he got the double stun, which makes it really a non-issue. They were right on top of each other too, so he could punch them out both at the same time. So he will not. He'll have plenty of time to get back here.
The only super awkward thing about that is I don't know if that bug is gonna collect, because normally when you get the one shot, I think it'll be fine, but it just makes it. It means that it's just you know, it's sort of staggered a little bit awkwardly. One thing that they'd also do with the globe, which I think is underrated, is they both put the cursor like right off the edge of the globe, so that the purples, when they threw, would basically immediately hit the globe and grab on, which is good because purples have this pound, and after the purple pounds, there's this period of time in which it just kind of, you know, pounds, and it doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't attack, it doesn't, you know, carry anything, and so by kind of just having the purples connect with the globe slightly, it basically nullifies the pound. It basically makes it so that the purples don't actually complete their arc, and then can just immediately fall and grab onto the globe, which was very good. In any case, yeah, so TCB kind of... Curtis brought it back, and then TCB has once again maybe gotten maybe 5 or so seconds on Curtis from that. But it's actually...
It'll be a really close race throughout, I believe.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
barring any disasters.
Here, 7 seconds is nothing. You know, as far as differences go. So the fact that the fact that Curtis and TCB are, you know, like 5-7 seconds apart.
I want everyone to take a moment and go watch Cap's PB, watch the Inner Hole of Beast split in Cap's PB, because you'll see him reset. Well, no, it was the previous run where you reset for it.
Yeah.
But I think you'll talk about it again. But Cap reset for being 7 seconds behind, so it's fun to hear Cap say 7 seconds doesn't matter.
Okay. Yes.
What is Curtis doing?
It's honestly such a bad lesson.
Oh no, Curtis!
What happened? Wait, sorry.
Oh, I love that Cap didn't see it. That's so good.
Oh no!
There was a face of Mickey Mouse being creepy. I don't know why.
Oh my god. I'll go back and watch that super quick.
Yes, it's a tournament, Arcane. It is a double elimination tournament, so everyone gets a chance to play at least 2 matches.
This is losers.
And since this is losers, unfortunately, this will be the end of one of our players' tournament journeys. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was I only kept like the last 2 seconds, but yeah. Honestly, my PB is a really bad lesson because I'm like, just reset and I'll get a better run, and everyone's like, Cap, that's crazy. And then of course I PB, so of course the wrong lessons were learned.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Also, yeah, absolutely check out Cap's Inner Hole of Beast split in his PB. He says some really groundbreaking stuff in there.
Curtis really was struggling with the Pikmin management because he didn't manage a lot of his stray like reds, and so they kept trying to grab onto the 1 pellets instead of the grubs they were supposed to, so he kept having to whistle off the Pikmin and put them back on. And when that happens sometimes because, you know, you underestimate sort of how long it takes for these idle Pikmin to grab onto bugs, and they get distracted by the passing 1 pellets. And so you kind of just have to sort of be cognizant of that in general. It's a pretty common place to kind of just hemorrhage time, because while you're at least... Oh, sorry, go.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think you'll see like some like runners at the tip top. So like Jack, you'll see him long throw reds into those like really far posies, and so it's almost never an issue that they're like down fast enough to be in the way of the bugs there.
Yeah,
Also, thank you for the compliments on my voice. I appreciate it.
I'm actually surprised that neither Curtis nor TCB went for the knit long throws here. Like, Curtis is the one. I mean, I know that Curtis knows how to do them. I know that TCB also knows how to do them, but I think neither of them went for it. And
Yeah, neither of them did. Curtis accidentally threw one over the gate, which may have affected things a little bit. Both our runners getting worst possible RNG here.
Yeah. Honestly,
I say both. They will always get the same RNG because of Setsu.
yeah, they both get the. Oh, Curtis lost a little bit too many of his Red Sea sticking, and it's really brutal, especially before you get whites, because those two purples that are on that treasure are actually gonna like hemorrhage some seconds, which is, it's only a couple seconds, but it is kind of frustrating when it's like, you know, it's seconds that you really shouldn't be losing.
Did he not bring some reds in, or did he just kill 3 reds?
No, he didn't. I'm assuming he lost them. I see the 70 as well. You and I both noticed the same thing.
Yeah, that's a lot of I mean, maybe the one thing, the mum.
Yes. Oh yeah, because it's 3 because
It
they.
could be 2 and then 1 death. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I wasn't watching it. Yes, SBU is taking my my joke. Cat P being for third place.
Third place for more third place. I keep doing that. I keep being third, and I keep being for more third. One day IID. No, one thing I was gonna say before is that worst possible Holy Beast 1 is actually, of all the worst possible RNGs to get, it's actually not so bad, only because it gives you a chance to really collect a lot of bugs. Which, I mean, especially in a race, having good control of your money is very important. Because in races, it is, I mean, it hasn't happened too much, but it is common to see in races where, you know, someone will be ahead, but if they're not managing their money, there's a lot of hidden time loss that they experience kind of in the last area of the game. So being able to get
just trying to make up some extra bugs and stuff.
Right. I mean, like in the race with Curtis and I actually got Cookie in GK2, which was a decision.
Just so everyone knows, this is why Cap isn't fun to race against, because he makes ridiculous decisions that, like, you can't play against at all. Like, as his competitor, what are you like, he's making a bad decision and he got rewarded for it. What are you supposed to do?
To be fair, I actually think that the cookie got stolen in that race. Curtis also just had to reset because he killed all of his. I think it was one where I got punished, but then Curtis got punished. It was a mess. It was a huge mess. But no. It's basically the whole point is that you know, time matters, but at the end of the day, you only win when you only can finish the race when you get 10,000 Pokos, and so, you know, there is speed, but there is also money considerations, and I think the more that those
there's some. I was gonna say there are definitely some safety considerations too. So TCB is splitting up his captains here. I actually don't agree with that because of where the Mai Tights are located.
He might not be getting the Mai Tights, but then of course this is where I talk about.
Oh no! TCB doesn't know where the Mai Tights are. Oh no, he isn't gonna want to watch this. Yeah, he's gonna get him anyway, but.
So to remind people, so there is this white tile on the ground, and the Matites will try to spawn in an alcove the opposite from where the white tile is. So the white tile in this case was on facing forward from the spawn. The tile was on the left side of the room, so the Matites were going to be on the right side of the room at 3 o'clock, which is where in this case they were. Luckily, because TCB did the smart thing and booked it really hard towards the card, which I think was kind of the right decision.
No, I disagree. I disagree when you have to, like, you end up doubling back, right? And that's I guess
the double back was slow.
Yeah, it does. That is a really bad place for the card to be. But when the Mai Tights are in that position, you're kind of like when the Mai Tights are in that position and the Bulborb is off to your left there, you're kind of stuck in how you have to play it, in my opinion. I'd be interested to hear what people like Jack and Kevin have to say about that.
I think actually
Max 2.
gotta
say everyone faster than me.
Yeah, you gotta say everyone else. No, honestly, I think I actually upon rethinking about it, I think you're actually right. Like I think what you could have done is you could have gotten the the bull board with purples and make sure that the bull board is being carried, and then get card and then get my tights.
Yeah.
And as long as the bull board is being carried, I think that's good.
Right, and you can speed it up with reds if you need to after getting the tights. But I think that's what you have to do, especially where the exit location, like everything else you needed was on the other side, so you have to get the bulwark first in that situation, in my opinion.
Yeah, the relationship between especially because of how the money is routed, just in runs and in races in general, needing to get. Wait, yeah, woof.
Does Curtis not have the body? Okay, yeah, he got the body. He's just a little late. So our runners have essentially tied on stream. Remember, Curtis was a little delayed in his stream start, so Curtis is probably a second or two ahead now. Pretty exciting. TCB went into that cave with maybe like a 5 to 10 second head start.
Yeah.
And Curtis was able to make some of it up, which is pretty good for him.
I'm shocked at how I'm shocked at how that worked. Wait, so it was
Curtis didn't have the body. Curtis didn't have the Empress body. Yeah. And so they were different Empress spawn points. And so the cutscenes were right on top of each other, but TCB already had the body, and so Curtis had to wait just a hair. Wasn't very long, it was a second or two. Yeah. And so that's how he ended up getting a little behind there.
Did Empress really well, and so I think that helped bring him ahead. But yeah, I mean, now we've once again, I mean, we knew this was going to be a close race. I mean, these people, I mean, TCB is the long-term veteran, but Curtis has been improving pretty much every day, and so this is really going to be
yeah. TCB is also on a massive improvement kick, so that is nothing to be like when TCB puts his mind to things.
Commentary booth, Jamie, are you not entertained by our top-level analysis? How dare you?
Also, I just want to say, I think with how the bracket works, Cap and I will likely not face each other until a very late round in losers.
I'm gonna look on challenge right now.
Yeah, so assuming I beat Max, which is probably like a 50-50, my next match would be Jack, and I'm just gonna be realistic. It's highly likely that I'll lose to Jack, which means I'll move down to losers, and I think Cap. Yeah, so whoever moves down to losers after the next round would have to face Kemi, and then we would face each other if whichever one of us moves down.
So here's the thing. So if you beat Max, I would face you very, very, very late. If you lose to Max, I would face you like 1 round earlier. I think is how that would go.
I'm trying to look. Where do I
go? Right now.
Yeah. This is just challenge.
Oh, moment. Curtis is doing the throws. Check this out. Oh my gosh. Okay,
no, I hate this. This is so bad.
Good at it. This is one where I get mad. Curtis pulls a me where he does something that I hate, but he's good enough at it that I kind of just kind of sit there and be like, ah.
Yeah, I hate the risk. So what Curtis did there? What Curtis did there was he long threw Pikmin across the gap to get the diamond moving way sooner. So actually, you'll see on stream they both get the Drought Ender in about the same time, but I think Curtis will get the diamond in quite a bit faster. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, is it that much faster? That was like 4 seconds, dude.
Oh, we have to just start.
I know we have to do it. I hate that. Damn it.
No, so we have
Cap and I. This is a stream of Cap and I realizing strategies that we have to go for now, which is.
Oh my god! I definitely have at 133. I have to do that. I have to get someone that needs to get me a seed. Someone needs to get me the seed that exists so I can practice that in the hack. I was gonna say
it's not hard at all. Just go through Cave Viewer and.
Yeah, I need to re-download K-Viewer onto my laptop. I actually don't have it.
God damn it. I mean, gosh dang it.
It's fine. I actually, fun fact, like for understanding score, I actually have very little idea about how K-Viewer works. You just like generate random seeds of White Flower Garden until you find one. I actually have no clue how to select for that kind of stuff. Anyways, back to the conversation.
You just start at 0. Like it's common enough that you'll find one relatively quickly. Just start at 0 and increment by 1.
Yeah, fair enough. I was gonna say, so 1 minute. So what I was gonna say was, yeah, no. So the reason why that strat is occasionally why Urban and I are a little adverse to it is, of course, you are throwing reds across this gap, right? Which is what Curtis did. Which means if you scuff the throws, then you lose whites. Or sorry, not whites. You would lose reds. Now, of course, Curtis would say, sorry, whites were on screen, so I got confused. No, but Curtis would say, you know, just don't lose reds, and of course he's right. So Curtis had a little bit of a cleaner.
Yeah, Curtis's 3 was quite a bit cleaner here. TCB wasn't able to whistle all the white Pikmin off the tape, and then had a little bit of a struggle in getting them nectared quickly enough to where the tape wasn't already on the slope. When you load Pikmin on a treasure that is on a slope, it'll fall back down the slope, and that's something that can waste a good bit of time there. So you probably lost a second or two there at least.
The one thing that TCB, one thing that like also that he did that Curtis did a little bit better is Curtis, like, they were at an awkward angle, so Curtis just whistled off reds and did a red to white swap. And while purples are slower than reds, they're not actually that much slower. And so,
right, exactly.
So Curtis just doing the swap fast is worth its weight in gold. Okay, nice. Both of them were able to react really fast to the really good RNG here, where you just throw whites. TCB actually, I don't know, he did.
Yeah, TCB was able to react a little bit quicker and made up a little bit of time there. This is actually really exciting. It's actually great to watch, like, each runner, you know, save 2 seconds against the other runner on like a single floor and just go back and forth with that. That's really cool.
HP, how dare you? HP just gave me the seed for White Flower Garden for me to practice. No, which I will do some other time. On stream. No, what I was gonna say, so TCB, like, and I think this is kind of like the different things, like TCB, you know, he's been playing this game for like a lot longer, so I think, you know, it's just even that extra half second in recognition of the layout. Like, TCB just sees the come down and is like, oh, this is here, and just, I don't know, he can get really, that push. Both of them got really good pushes, but the problem is that I'm in AT mode. TCB needs to get the head, and so I think he might.
Yeah, you also. So I think I guess he's not putting a ton of whites on the glove. Yeah, TCB choosing to leaf the 3 or flower the 3 whites, kind of on their own. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on that timing.
I think he got bailed, honestly, because it's questionable. He has to wait. He really has to wait for the snagger head here too. I don't think he has it yet. No, he probably should.
It'll be close, but yeah, they're both doing pretty well on bug money, which is kind of a symptom of that bad Hole of Beast 1 RNG.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
Bug bodies are pretty consistent. So bug bodies are what we used to refer to enemy corpses, which are worth a little bit of Pokos. We try to get like 265.
Sorry, I just laughed at TCB. He went to don't save, and then he went back to save because he remembered what he's doing.
Oh, that's so good.
I just like that he's like, don't save, and he's like, no, wait a second. Actually, in my race, I got super nervous. It's one of those things where I accidentally hit don't save out of reflex. I wasn't actually trying to flex. It was like just out of reflex. I hit don't save, and it's like,
yeah. I'm also imagining, so TCB's girlfriend was in the room with him, so I imagine she's just yelling at him, "No, you need to save!"
Yeah, no, for sure.
Sam, please confirm in the chat.
Wait, I need to... No. So, and then Curtis had a little bit of an easier time on the knapsack, which is notoriously finicky, so I don't blame TCB for it, but it's gonna actually give Curtis even more of an edge here.
Sam telling us that he remembered on his own. I love that. Both our runners are playing with the early blue soft lock patch, which prevents you from soft locking. This makes the trick pretty much 100% consistent.
Yep. It's just one of those where you save only because if something really magic happens, like you accidentally mess up and you like fall out of the rock, or like you warp wrong,
or you press too late and void back to start. Isn't that right, Heart Piece?
Yeah. So I mean, there's basically like, even though you don't do it, like that kind of stuff is basically like, and of course, so you basically save because in these kind of competitions, even if you feel like, oh, there's no way I can come back from a mistake like that, it's good sportsmanship that you always finish. You know,
Right, and
yeah.
I'll also point out when things are so close, like anything can happen. I think Curtis got first blue try there, and
Curtis
TCB's
kind
on
of
his
is
fourth or
out
fifth,
RNGing TCB on this.
sixth,
Oh, TCB.
seventh. Oh, this is so unlucky. Eighth. Okay, and he didn't pull a cap. It's actually
Oh,
it gets progressively more difficult, like exponentially more difficult, not to pull a cap, which is canceling a blue knapsack there. The higher number of tries it takes to get there, to like get a
Max.
successful blue knapsack.
Max 25 is currently asleep, which makes it a little bit mean to roast him. But I gotta bring this up. There was one time earlier, like on stream, where Max woke up from a blue knapsack 3 times in a row. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
No, it is very common because, so what it is, though, is it's very common, especially when you get into, like this rhythm of waking up every time you see a red, that your hand just starts, like, hitting the button.
Oh, totally. 100%, yeah.
No, but yes. But, of course, you have to be better than that. So, yeah, unfortunately, with TCB's woes, you can get set seat on the layouts, but unfortunately you can't control this.
Yeah.
TCB has fallen into a half-minute deficit. The good news is that, as you say,
there is plenty of run left. Yeah,
and also, you never know what mistakes people, like, it's really easy to make a mistake that costs you 15 seconds, and in a run you lament your time loss, but in a race, it's 15 seconds that the other person might not get.
Right.
A really good example, which is going to come up, honestly, is SH5. Depending on the SH5 layout, if they don't like properly locate the bullboard really fast, you can end up doubling and even tripling back. And so, that's something that can be...
I wonder if that's happened to anyone in the tournament recently. The triple back. Oh! Ouch! Ugh! Painfully bad SH2.
Yeah, this is pretty gross. I do like what Curtis does here. This is actually something that Urban did back in the day, / still does, where when it's really bad like this, you actually just only bring reds and whites because they're a little bit faster, and therefore you don't have to wait on purples crossing the water because they're just very slow, and you don't have to worry about.
And you don't have to carry them with you, and especially on a layout like this, it means you can leave the oh gosh, this is terrible! Holy cow!
Oh my god! At least they both have this, right? So.
Oh boy. But like, you can leave the purples behind to fight enemies, and collect the enemy corpses. TCB's not gonna make that call, so he's gonna bring his purples with him, and I think that's gonna.
TCB's gonna drown a purple here. So TCB's gonna drown a purple here, which is sad. But Curtis lost a white, and I'm biased, but I think that fucking sucks. Sorry, language.
Cap biased for whites? What? I would never.
Oh god, no.
This is not a narrative I want.
Oh no.
Again, check out Cap's PB and our Hole of Beasts. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Oh lord. I was gonna. Yeah, whenever if I ever run for office somewhere, like that's gonna screw me. So yeah, so Curtis, but
that'll be the thing that screws you, not the rest of it.
No, I was gonna say so the problem right now with so what I did, so here's what I did like about what TCB did. Obviously keep in mind that TCB here is was already behind a little bit. He did this a little bit slower, getting the purples, but he basically
just ignored enemies better, right?
Yeah, which I think was really good. I think that he still got punished for bringing the purples, which I think Curtis is still capitalizing on, but Curtis also lost a white, right? And of course, again, like, it's not set, like, it's set seated in the layouts, but like things like losing a white, I mean, that will cascade. Like Curtis has
yeah. So like
here and TCB has 65.
The difference of 20 versus 19 whites is not that big on any single like individual floor, but in the aggregate over the next what is it? It's 2 half caves, almost all of SH. all of
Probably
BK,
a handful of
and then
seconds.
part of SEX before you get more whites, including an two above ground splits that really want a full party of whites, of flowered whites even. So like losing one white is a fairly big deal at this point.
Yeah, no. So now we're on to sub-level 4.
Right, one where I think you could potentially see the biggest difference in like TCB's comfortableness with the game as compared to Curtis, just because he's played for so much longer.
This is such an annoying. So I just because I'm here, like this is like I always consider these enemy layouts really annoying because they're like only a couple enemies, but they're spaced so awkwardly because the watery blowhogs will ruin your life. So Curtis does a little bit of extra searching here for the beetle, just because the marble can mask the spawn. But,
I thought that was a bit of an I don't know, because you could see the gauge at the start. I think it was pretty clear that the beetle was off in the other direction because you didn't find it when you went to the marble.
Yeah,
but like I understand,
Curtis
Curtis is a big proponent of like checking, just to be on the safe side, which
So
I'm not mad at in a
TCB
race.
I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of what TCB. So TCB, he checked as he just solo captain ran to the hole, and then what TCB did is he loaded the treasure with whites so that it would collect as he comes back, and now he's gonna be able to white load both treasures here. So TCB, he's gonna probably try to kill. Yes, nice. Yeah, all right, nice, solid. And then he's gonna, and then this is a pretty good load. So yeah, I think this overall was pretty solid.
Yeah, make it up some of that time.
Yeah.
I really like what TCB did there, where he just kind of like let the Pikmin grab onto the magnet as quickly as possible. It's his last treasure to get in. It's the only thing he's waiting for at this point. So like getting it moving as quickly as possible, even if the carry isn't great, is I think a pretty good strategy.
So this is a pretty easy 5, only because I consider, so it's like, what is a good 5? To me, the fact that you just get marble really early makes it a good, I mean, this is a good 5, but to me, like the fact that you get marble so early
Curtis
makes it really good. Also, Curtis, and this is something that is a little bit more modern. No, TCB did not see the bug. Whoops. Yep, he must not have seen the bug.
I got a little turned around. It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should very easily be able to see that that's there.
He's just gonna kill the solid weight.
Yep.
Oh dang. So I don't like throwing. So it's fine, but like basically because TCB. So it's kind of like a large cause and effect here that I think really burned him. But just because of this, and TCB is gonna get the nectar. Yeah.
Good. Smart. And even better, he's like leaving. It's going to be hard. He's leaving a captain there to do it, but you just got to do it because you're not going to have time to switch back because you got to run to the exit.
Switch back is going to be awkward. Yeah, I think he's, yeah. To be fair, though, I mean, and this is even from my own perspective, like, the emphasis on how great white flowers, are compared to the white leaves, I've only even recently been able to appreciate it.
Yeah, so I mean, I was just talking about how, like, one extra white Pikmin can matter, so, like...
Yeah.
Having 5
he's just not getting it, yeah.
Is a big deal.
But it is a big deal, yeah. Again, we didn't used to emphasize doing it in the past, and TCB again is kind of more of an older soul in that respect. He hasn't been playing vanilla as much recently, and so I think that there's just that level of unfamiliarity.
Yeah, we saw Curtis not get any treasures on SH6. This is the floor where we're normally looking for extra treasures, but sometimes the treasures just don't fall there.
2 purples died depiliated. That
that's pretty rare, but it's not terrible. I mean, with the white deaths, like he's starting to get into a place where you're going to be uncomfortable. But I do believe Curtis is a pretty big proponent of growing some extra purples on BK4, especially in a race. So I think we'll likely see him do that here. It's especially easy in this run. Ooh, TCB messing up this fight a little bit, but looking like actually it's gonna work out. Whoa! Oh no, but he hit a white.
Okay, so
Okay.
now I guess we're even Stevens on the whites.
Yeah.
Oh lord. Oh nope, they're not gonna. I hate when they slide. So this is just a really annoying. So basically, and then these whites didn't grab on. Yeah. So this is one of those really annoying things where where you kind of want to actually. I like off-screening it because I feel like that when you off-screen this treasure, unlike the knapsack, it has a tendency to bounce a little bit less. Because the Justice Alloy is actually known to really like to hop around. Which sometimes, of course, as runners will know, sometimes this can really work in your favor. Like sometimes it will bounce right into the spawn. Right at
Yeah,
the
the
ship.
pod location, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it will just do what TCB did.
There's
so.
also there's some variability in where pileated appears anyway, and so that can affect the bounce location a lot. So there's a lot of factors at play, which is why we try to keep it off screen to minimize any sort of bouncing. Yeah. Other runners are in pretty close position right now. Like TCB, yeah, is probably maybe 20 seconds behind, but there's plenty of run left. He can make up a lot of time.
Curtis, I will say, recently has put a lot more emphasis on working on his above grounds, which I think, especially against someone who's sort of, again, he's seasoned, but he's a little bit less recent. I feel like that is one where Curtis will be able to push ahead a little bit slightly. Just because, there's all these, little subtle things in the above grounds that, that really add up. And, if you've been recently really practicing those, these are RNG, low RNG segments. So you can't say RNG lists because, there's 5 pellets, etc., etc. But
yeah,
low RNG
Curtis,
segments,
speaking of, Curtis got 3 blue pellets. It's one difference that you'll see between our runners most likely. 3 blue pellets is great. It means he can skip other bodies if he wants, which is really nice to get up there.
Sure.
SBU also with the hot, but in my opinion, correct take that RNG doesn't matter till sub 145 or maybe sub 140. I'm more inclined to agree with the sub 140 bit there. So
sub 140. Unfortunately for both of these runners, they're below.
Yeah, they're in that position, but
I said this on stream. Urban, you actually probably would like this, or at the very least not hate it. But I always think in a way the easy layouts in Pikmin 2 are not hard to play usually, right? It's rare for good RNG to be hard to play. So a lot of Pikmin 2 is the easy layouts are really good. So a lot of it is just learning how to mitigate losses, when the RNG is bad, right? How do you mitigate?
Right,
losses?
exactly. Oh, absolutely, 100%. The game plan is a lot clearer when the RNG is good. I think Curtis has. TCB struggling.
TCB struggling with the nap.
It's hard because okay. No, he didn't get cutscene, but the cask isn't being carried.
Does he know? And does he know that?
I think he has to have heard it.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I just think. Oh man, especially he does. He knows. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So, especially with the...
I was gonna say before TCB had those difficulties, I was gonna say Curtis, I think, probably overgrew blues here. He got triple blues. I think you can skip some of the other stuff and try to get the globe moving faster in that case. You really don't need more than in 60, period.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless you think you're gonna kill a bunch of people, but even then... Oh, did he get...
Oh, TCB is...
Oh, no. Oh, that really sucks.
That actually is... In a race this close, that is...
Yeah, that is...
That's such
a
a
bit
deal
of a kiss of
breaker.
death.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so what happens here is the globe hitbox gets a little glitchy and ends up going into the ground. And there is water under the ground at that spot. And so when non-blues in the water are carrying treasure in the water, they let go, and then they don't end up grabbing back on, and the treasure gets stuck.
I gotta say, I mean, this hasn't happened to me in a long time. It's one of those things. It's like UFO and other things. It's there has to be a way to prevent this, but
No, there is. I think I've mentioned this to the group, but it has to do with the position of where your Pikmin are placed. There are positions on the globe
That will
where
dip.
it will never happen. Yeah. And so when I was doing routing for like enemy categories, there were times when I was putting like 95 Pikmin on there, and I was experiencing bridge glitch regularly because I was putting a ton of Pikmin on it. And so the spot that causes bridge glitch is the back half, and you'll see that that's what happened to TCB there, that those were the Pikmin that let go. So what you want to try to do there is keep your Pikmin toward the front half, like kind of 2/3 portion of the globe. Unfortunately, sometimes it can also, like, as it gets lifted up, it can do like a little twist thing, and that can suck. But just like if you keep it on screen as well, that really helps.
Okay, sorry. Sorry. For a second, the globe was moving a slightly weird direction, and I wondered if he was gonna get the thing, where it can sometimes move a weird direction.
Where it can go under things.
Oh my god, my heart breaks for TCB here, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's...
Jamie,
I mean,
don't call it Pikmin pseudoscience. That's my term, and it's true. I've tested it.
but
like,
I guess the whole thing is, like, it's just so heartbreaking because, like, it was still relatively close, and, but, like, now it's, unfortunately... I mean, hopefully TCB puts on a good showing, and, maybe if we do the math, we can see, how he really did fare from Enter BK onward, but this kind of mistake is just very debilitating. Which is...
Yeah, it unfortunately is.
But hopefully, he keeps his chin up, and he doesn't, and he keeps going. So Curtis is gonna grow purples here, which is a decision.
Like I said, yeah.
I mean,
he killed a couple, and like in a race setting, he probably doesn't know that he is now at like a tremendous advantage. Ooh, really nice RNG on 4.
Yeah, good RNG, huh? Damn.
So. Also, I just want to say, like, Curtis can also experience a disaster on the floor. He can get, like, electricity by some Pikmin and have to redo a floor that he was almost done with or something like that. So, like, there is still plenty of opportunities for TCB to make up his time. He killed the back Bulborb, though. I don't know about that.
He accidentally did. Pikmin got eaten.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which is also not great. So, the only reason why, and this is just, like, raw theory, like, I don't think Curtis is going to be super punished for it, but the only reason why, growing purples is now a little bit more questionable is that, like, the total number, right, of blues that you can have on the field is now, of course, limited by the number of purples and whites, right? So, if you have... So, normally you have 20 purples, 20 whites, and that's 40, which is 40, which means you can have 60 blues on the field. If you grow more purples, generally speaking, I'm speaking just in the general case, if you grow more purples, that's less blues you can have on the field, which can occasionally make the above grounds a little bit more awkward. Only a little bit.
Slower, yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And those numbers are, like, it's obviously diminishing your returns, right? Like, I doubt he'll end up being able to take out 58 blues, assuming no more deaths. And I don't think, like, there's that much of a difference between like 58 and 60, but when you get down to like 55 and 60, I think you will start to see like some not substantial, but some like noticeable time loss in those cases.
The only thing that I find just it's a little bit, and it's hard, and as someone who doesn't always have the best mental game, I feel for this a little bit, but like, there's just these things where you feel like you're behind, and so you rush a little bit. And in rushing, Sorry.
Oh, Curtis, that was beautiful.
That was really good.
Oh, unfortunately, he is going to have to... Oh, he went to the wrong side. He
misread it. But handling those enemies and the Pikmin management was really good. The only thing, though, which is a little bit... And to be fair, I was looking at TCB at the time, so I didn't actually catch it. But basically... he didn't actually kill.
Ooh, TCB having a hard time with a misread there, going to the wrong room. It's unfortunate. He ended up killing a couple extra enemies too. I'll also point out, so Curtis went out of the way, killed an extra enemy that he didn't have to, and then didn't end up collecting the body for it, and I have a real problem with that.
Yeah,
he's gonna try to get it here, but it's not gonna get in time. He like threw a purple at it, it just didn't make it. But then he doubled back by it anyway because he had realized that he went the wrong way, and he didn't fix the carry. He didn't put a purple on it. Like, that's 7 bodies. That's 7 Pokos. It's obviously not gonna like make or break the run, but it's like
here. Yeah, I agree. Well, maybe if the good news is with this misread, it's possible that TCB will be able to make up some of this time, but of course TCB had a little bit of a misread of his own. I think
Yeah.
it's like, well, this is what I was kind of talking about. Where like, I think it's a little bit rough because TCB obviously had this thing happen to him, which, as you mentioned, is I guess technically avoidable in some circumstances, but like he wasn't expecting it, and it's just this massive loss, right? And when you experience a massive loss like this, it's really easy to just to get a little bit anxious. Like you start taking risks that you maybe shouldn't take. You start doing X, Y, and Z, and so I feel like that's like, with TCB with the mystery, he probably just like went into a room and was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, for sure.
And
It's definitely I was gonna say it's definitely an understandable mindset.
Oh, it's completely. I guess that's what I was saying earlier. I have this mindset all the time. I'm gonna go for Cookie.
Yeah.
It's
like Cookie's the only way to save this run.
So TCB though actually saw on the come down where it was, and so he did not do the misread that Curtis did. So hopefully this will net him.
He also, he played that super cleanly too, getting all the bodies from
god,
it.
TCB is good at this video game, guys.
Oh, good, getting the one shots on both of those, and then leaving the reds to kill the fire geyser and get a body. Ah, beautiful.
Okay, TCB gets an A+ for how he played 6.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, so one little thing there.
Yeah.
On fire Pikmin cannot be exploded. So if that happens to you, just let them stay on fire for a little while.
Yeah. I don't think it died. I mean, I think it survived anyway, but that is something for me it's an abduction den, but like there's times in which you can actually use that to advantage, where like poison Pikmin, fire Pikmin, water Pikmin, I guess they're immune to they're immune to certain other states, so you can take advantage of that. So TCB here is gonna be very rich, which is good because if he needs to hustle, it means he can. Unfortunately, of course, he's still.
Yeah, the thing is, I'll also say Curtis is at like great money too, right? Like Curtis's money. Yeah, I mean Curtis is at like perfect pace for what you need. Yeah, like he's not gonna be like straining for Pokos at all in most cases.
Yeah, it's true. I guess it means that TCB can just go really hard, in VOR with ignoring stuff, I suppose. But yeah, and I think that's also it where there is this diminishing returns. That's why knowing your money pace is good, because sometimes if you know that your money's fine, it's worth not going too ham on the bugs. Like prioritizing. Like, hey, I actually need to get things moving.
Right, for sure.
So yeah, I mean but TCB, especially with the great play on. So the problem is that TCB now has actually lost a decent number of whites. So I was talking about how Urban's in trouble earlier. This is the one we're talking about where TCB only has 16 whites.
He said Urban, but he means Curtis.
Ah, dang. Sorry, Curtis, Urban. Yeah, they both have U's in their names. They both have R's in their names. Honestly, I was set up to fail, honestly.
Yeah. This is one thing that... Go ahead.
No, I guess I was going to say that, I don't know, TCB, especially because there was a little bit of rushing as well, right? He lost a couple of whites on BK1, actually, where he swarmed the treasure and some stray whites woke up the other Bulwark. And
yeah,
it's
just unlucky.
Where you rushed it a little bit, and in rushing it, it's
just a teens.
You've basically sort of you've created a new problem for yourself. Where now these
Curtis going for a strat that he reads at every possible opportunity with that early Bulwark kill. Also, just say Curtis ended up leaving 3 purples in the onion, and I have a bit of an issue with that because you took the time to grew them anyway, and so now the only possible cave really that they'll be in use in is Citadel of Spiders, and so you're basically growing extra purples for 1 cave, and I think that's not worth it. I think you have to take them all out, and you have to eat the slight time loss from not having out quite as many blues. He still would have had out 58 blues, and that's plenty.
I'm just like, I don't know, and this is maybe my sensibility, even in a race setting. 18, both of these people are sub 140s, like none of these, like these are not new, these are not, rubes here, right? Like 18 purples is enough.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you want 20, but now in these new above ground strats, you bring all of your Pikmin to the caves, right? So 18 purples means you're bringing 18 to sub-training cost.
The problem with them dying in SCX is that there's no way you can bring them to FC with you. So like you can't take out more purples.
Right. I know.
The only cave where they'll apply, like you have any feasible chance of taking them out is COS, and then GK on top of that if you manage to nectar them in COS somewhere, but that's like hard to come by, and you're not really focused on nectaring your Pikmin in like Citadel of Spiders at all, because it's the second to last cave, so it generally doesn't like matter all that much.
Yeah, I guess to me, like, these are the kind of things where it's like diminishing returns. Like 18 purples is fine, and if you had 17 or 16, then I can see you growing 5 to get it up to like 22, 21, 20. That's
Hi,
fine.
if they're Hi, the problem is they're leaves.
Yeah.
But maybe he nectared them. Yeah, maybe they're not leaves. Also, TCB is gonna need to take a look at how this split is done, because he's done it incorrectly. I think every time in this run, or in this tournament.
Yeah, I think this is also just one of those things where, like, Curtis has really been grinding, these quote unquote relatively new. I think he's still gonna get this kill though, which is good. But like, yeah, there is an order that's good, and in Pikmin 2, it's one of the things where you think it doesn't matter, but it almost always does.
Yeah, right. And so the biggest problem is that he ended up not taking out blues, like, yeah, what you said.
Yeah, no, it's you do all the right. It's one of those things, and I was saying this to JPEP and some other people who were learning the run, right? Where I'm like, no, do this before this, and he's like, why? I mean, aren't you doing this? And I'm like, yeah, you think that these two actions are similar, but it turns out that one is just faster. Doing one before the other is just the right thing to do. And this is the thing where, like, and TCB this is a similar thing where TCB is doing all the right things, but Curtis just has that a little bit more comfort, I think, in these above grounds. And that sort of
SBU, you count as the only top NPC runner. You cannot convert NPC times like that. You yourself say they're not comparable. It's not how that works.
We need to all one day when the heat death of the universe nukes all of our GameCube discs.
Also, I just gotta throw out there, SB, where are you getting that 5 minutes number from? Because it's at max like 2, because you save so much time to load to no memory card.
5 minutes is like a very old.
Like, there's no way. Like, that was our estimate for like just like early blues is maybe what 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, somewhere in there, 2 to 5 minutes.
So
and like that's the only thing. Yeah. Anyway.
Old. So we used to think based on the difference between like Ghostly's old and new PBs when he switched, right? Which again is ancient history at this point, right? Like
yeah,
that kind of stuff. We assumed it was roughly 5 minutes. The things is that we're now better, and when you're better, you can adjust to like route variations a little bit better. Like payoff that. Like,
oh, that was hot. You see TCB did the lifeguard and switched as they were lifeguarding across, and switched back to his other captain and whistled everyone so that now they're all just with him. It's a little risky, but like I don't mind it. Oh, is he skipping Ursa Day? What?
No, TCB's forgotten the route. I think he's getting. Oh no! You see, I think this is what I'm talking about. Where like, and it's understandable. No, you see, because that's why TCB, and that's also how you would know something's wrong. You're like, why aren't I not supposed to be waiting on the gate? No, TCB's gonna realize his mistake. This is, and to me, like, I get it though, right? Because you're rushing.
Yeah, no, right.
You run towards,
and like. We talk about it all the time. Tilt is extremely real. He hasn't realized yet.
Yeah, and he's gonna. No, you need purple. That's actually.
They can't get up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
No.
Yep.
Oh boy. It's so tough, man.
Yeah, it's you just hate to. And this is why. Like,
And he's not gonna be. This is gonna be even tougher because he's gonna have to walk all the way around with these guys. He's not gonna be able to get them up unless he's gonna try to do like perfect throws, which are hard.
no, I don't think he's done the calculus to realize how screwed he is.
Yeah, this just doesn't work.
No.
Oh no.
Shit. Yeah, I think he needs to go back. It's gonna be slow. There's no unslow way. The problem, of course, is there's no unslow way to do this, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, honestly, and this like sucks. Hopefully, he would have realized a little sooner that he hadn't thrown purples up, and you skip Ursaday. You gotta skip it. You gotta go for light Mal and like some extra small treasures or like medium treasure somewhere. I think at that point.
You just get TC and Mal. I mean, gosh.
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh.
Again, like totally understandable. It like absolutely happens to the best of us. I don't think anyone is immune to like one, like Cap said, one like really tilting thing that isn't your fault, just like ruining your mood, and just like super understandable. Oh no. Oh, we've got a DNF from TCB.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard when you like. It's like.
Yeah, I feel for him. Like that's all I feel. Like
yeah,
it's
it's just hard when it's crazy. Again, I don't want to say not the fault, but like sort of like in like sort of an unpredictable. Because honestly, I don't think because it doesn't happen to me a lot. I don't even think about it. I don't like. I don't think about like the bridge glitch happening. I'm sure it doesn't happen to TCB often enough. I'm sure it was just some small variation in how he normally loads the globe, right? And so like it isn't his fault.
Yeah.
But when you do that, and I don't know. I think this is the thing where TCB has only recently come back. He's done the new enter a couple times, but he's now it's at least been a year since that new above ground. I mean, all of us.
I mean, I was just gonna say, you were talking about earlier how like easy RNG is easy to play, or like good RNG. Excuse me.
It's
Easy to play, and it's kind of the same thing, where like above ground without mistakes is easy to do and like straightforward.
Yeah.
But like as soon as you start making a mistake, you got to figure out a way to do it quickly, especially with how we have a decent number of our above ground splits set up where there's like a timer going. So like on NRBK, there's a timer of cutscenes happening while you're trying to do knapsacks, and that's really bad when that happens. In NRSCX, we're again like at risk of running into cutscenes. It happens, and you're just trying to go fast. So.
And there's other things where like we don't even think about this, but like like there's also like things like, for example, on the plug, and we engineer it so that's not a problem. But like like on the plug, you have to make sure that the plug drains before the ring comes through, right? Yeah. And again, like it's things that like you and I might not even think about because we just know what numbers and stuff to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Right. We've just done it. We've done it dozens, if not like hundreds of times. So like,
well, I'm pretty sure TCB's probably only done this above ground, like that above ground sequence. He's probably only done it 10 times. Like I mean 10 times total. Which honestly, let's be real, is not enough. That when you're tilted and you like act like it's just when you're in the heat of the moment and you forget something.
Yeah, it cascades. It cascades, unfortunately. So Curtis is gonna get lucky here, where he's gonna get the dual cap urban VOD review.
It's just this is just a live. It's not even a VOD review. It's just a live commentary. So Curtis getting 10 here, which I guess really I think it makes sense, especially when the eggs are right there, because that makes this layout really fast. By the way,
are you saying quit saying, okay, Cap is wrong, guys. Cap says just get 5 whites on SCX4. Cap is wrong. 25 whites is not a feasible number for the last like 3 caves in the run.
Yeah.
You should be going for 10. 10 is the number. 10 is the I even prefer 15. There are times where I will lose a little bit of time to getting 15. And like
the madman.
Yeah. Just ignore everything Cap says because he's wrong.
Oh, okay. I think like I just also think like I think there's a bunch of things. The hard part of the above ground stuff is that because kind of almost like larger Pikmin, like other Pikmin games, like Pikmin 1 all parts, Pikmin 3 all fruits and stuff, like the above grounds are so routed out, right? That if something like really tragically goes wrong, like, you forgetting to do one thing, like there's no backup really, right? Like TCP forgetting to do that and not realizing later is just hard because like as TCP found out, like what is the backup? It's like, oh well,
they're just right. And we're talking about it, like the backup are things that we would generally just think of as unviable, right? That's 160 or 170. It's 160. Treasure worth 160. That's like we don't skip that kind of stuff in above grounds.
Right, and it's something that, like, of course, in a run, if you did that, you would just reset, right? I think that's the problem, right? Is it literally is a resetting mistake, which is just also especially if you're not saving, right? It also is just it's a mistake, like.
I just want to say, Curtis played this pretty safely, which I think is probably how he should be playing things right now.
Yeah.
But I really was impressed with his play here. That was very good, I thought.
No,
very
yeah.
urgent. Like, yeah, the downing the Dirigibug, but then like whistling off and getting a treasure moving, and then turning around and downing the Dirigibug a second time because you had to whistle off it the first time. Great, just great play.
That part was really good. I think what he could have done earlier that was a little bit better is there was the one where in the other alcove, the Dirigibug drops the bomb and he backs off, which is the race smart thing to do. But what you can do, which is equally safe, is instead of running backward, you run forward, right? You run past the bomb.
Yeah, I think he was trying to let the bomb kill the beetles, which I'm not mad at.
Yeah.
So when the Dirigibug is in that specific position, like in that kind of room there, it's actually, I assume you experience this too. It's really hard to get a purple onto it before it draws a bomb and drops the bomb.
Right. I just in my case I would just kind of move. You could kill the beetle, but I think that's a little indulgent. Like I just think you should move in and try to just even throw purples on it, and then you can wait out the bomb and move across, as opposed to waiting till the bomb explodes and then moving in. Oh, there's the roaming groink. So this is a really good one because the tower is close, and when the tower is close, it's really easy to multitask. This is something that Curtis and I have talked about more recently. So yeah, Curtis, see, he spends a little bit more time managing Pikmin here than I would like. I think you just dismiss, like, whistle half your whites, some of your blues, and, like, just go. Whereas I think, like, he just, like, threw some whites out, I think that's a lot of management that I think is going to waste. Where, like, you don't have to get the numbers perfect. You just kind of have to go. But
I mean, with how this is going to be set up and how much time it's going to take to get the tape in, I would honestly be fine with just taking blues to the lid. Although it could have been in like a far-ish alcove, so like, yeah, that's kind of like
it's hard.
But like, it is. See how early it's getting in with all the whites on it. I just think, yeah, you probably could have taken just blues back there still.
So what I would have done, I guess that's why what I would have done is like, so in these situations, I think that the healthy middle is you want this to be max loaded, right? The tape is going to be the last thing in. So just take 10, if you have 30, just take some number between 10 and 15, right? Just whistle, just do like a small burst whistle on the corner of the group that you dismiss, and just take like, 5 to 15, like some number in between there, right?
Yeah, well, if you only grew 5 whites on SDX4, you can't take 15.
Oh gosh, fine. Grow 30 then. I grow 30 in my TV. I have 30 in my TV.
He said it. You all heard it. You all heard it. Someone clip it. Someone clip it. But yeah. I definitely agree with you. You just gotta be fast there. You just gotta be crisp, and you like at the tippy top level, you cannot afford to like waste any time like trying to have perfect numbers. It's something that I actually like have to work on a lot. I've learned from like watching Kimmy play in particular, where she'll just kind of like go at things full force, and I am definitely more like demure or safer of a player. Yeah, Geyser and Hallway is not like terribly special in Nubtub. There's just not any alcoves, or there's only one alcove where the exit is. which
I think
happens a
another
decent
way of
amount.
thinking about as Curtis makes his way to FC, I think another way of thinking about SCX7 is like I think there's this level of awareness where you gotta like think about like what is the last treasure that's gonna be in, right? And if you're in that situation, the tape was gonna be the last treasure that comes in, and so we can wax poetic on exactly how you can organize the squad, but any scenario that doesn't end with you bringing 15 whites to that tape is suboptimal.
Yeah. Curtis having a fantastic number of Pikmin here, having like a full party, I think really helps. I think it makes FC a lot easier to be fast.
Not losing your Pikmin
Another,
is...
I was talking about Kemi just a little bit ago, but Kemi says that FC is slower than SCX. And I think part of the reason is because she will legit bring in like 50 Pikmin into FC, and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I think it's kind of hard because I think like first of all, Kemi, you're wrong. I don't know how to say that. I think you're wrong, but I think to me, FC is faster but has higher variance. It has a faster average but a higher variance. Right? Because
yeah. There are more high variance floors in FC. It's the second highest variance cave after Staggert Hole, like
because
easily.
I've had a couple floors. I've had a couple PBs now. Only a couple, right? Not a lot, but I have had a couple PBs where FC is slower than SCX. But it is because SCX was SCX was great and FC was terrible, right? So I mean, they're
well,
close.
No, that's the correct thing. Kemi says the other thing that FC is slower.
Yeah, I mean,
you're saying your PBs have that. No, your PBs have the other way. No, sorry, I'm fucking stupid. Pardon my French.
FC is slower. Actually, in my most recent PB, my FC is slower. But I think that is also because, like, I think my average, though, is, like, so say, like, my average SCX. I'm pretty good at SCX. Well, my average SCX is,
Ooh.
So,
Curtis having a little bit of trouble here finding where the spawn points are. These are hard to find, but once you know where they are, it's like, ugh.
Okay, so there actually is a little bit more, I mean, you're right, there is a little bit of nuance that I want to speak on here, just because I recently had this problem too, is sometimes, especially after you whistle, now Urban knows this as a longtime player, but after you whistle Pikmin, there's a period of time where even if you see stick, they won't interact with their surroundings. So sometimes, especially if you're in combat and you whistle your whites and you see stick them, they won't actually start digging. Because they're still in kind of this, like, downtime after getting whistled. So if you're lost and you're like, God, I know it's here, but they're just not grabbing on, throw a couple whites. The thrown whites will start digging, and it will just kind of give you an anchor as to where you are.
Right, and like idle Pikmin have like a relatively large range, which is why the throwing strategy works pretty well on this floor and can work pretty well on FC3 where the ring is buried and can be in some kind of like weird spawn points that like it doesn't feel like it should be able to be in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh Lord. Yeah. It's good information. Ooh, and a little bit enemy spammy in the first room. But you don't have to direct them, so it's good.
Okay. So I'm a little. I disagree with Curtis's play a little bit there because he like walked up like in low down camera mode in like the smallest camera possible so as not to load it, and then he spam killed it with purples. At that point, just swarm it.
Yeah.
If you're already not loading it, like I also. So these treasures I think are going to be a lot closer together than he thinks. He only put like 5 whites on that. I think they're going to probably be. I don't know. It took a little while for the thing to get down.
I would have done honestly is I would have loaded. Yeah, I mean, I think part of the reason why, like, what I like doing here, which I think works, I think he's actually gonna have it just right. But like,
yeah, it worked out pretty well. I take back what I said. I take back my criticism. Not about the beetle, but about only putting 5 whites on the boot. Yeah,
so,
that's for the vultures in chat.
Yeah. So what I like doing, by the way, when I see that, like, you know, I have to do those Moke-esque throws, those trick long throws, to get the treasure, I like just making sure when you load it first, you know, when you load the other treasure first, that's kind of nice because suddenly while you're doing those throws, at least the other treasure is being carried.
Because, you know, Curtis, he got those throws up there pretty good, but, you know, it still took, you know, a couple tries, right? You know, many seconds. So,
I don't know if I agree with you, because if you get the throws really fast, then you just have all blues on the boot, and that can be
not
like...
all blues, we just get it moving with, like, you know, with, again, like, just like with some whites and those blues. You know, kind of like what Curtis had there, you know? Where you still
Yeah,
have more
okay.
That's all.
I don't know about... Yeah,
I'm saying they can shoot
yes, I can see. I do like Curtis tossed a Pikmin aside to distract the Boltman there, which is really nice through the gate, so like he just won't have to deal with it on this floor, which is really good. He's being a little pokey on the collection of those bodies and things. All right, so Candle is sitting in the room here, so it's highly unlikely that Ring is also
buddy,
here.
Don't search. Don't search. Oh,
Oi,
Lord.
oi, no, this is not the way to go. This is not the way to go. You need to go back through the first room.
He
Oi.
doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
Oh, he
alright.
doesn't.
Nope. Check the gauge. Use the gauge. There you go.
The eyes.
And here's the problem. So, like, he's gonna have to kill this, too. I don't know. He was able to get it digging a little faster this way.
I completely disagree with all. So here's the thing. I gotta go lay down the book here because
Are you
there's,
talking
like,
to... Are you gonna lay down the book at me or at Curtis?
No, at Curtis.
Yeah.
I love you. I would never do anything like that.
Oh, guys, this is where we propose on stream.
No, we. Also, I gotta wait till it's your race versus Max for me to roast you. No, it's
Yeah, that's fair.
No, so what Curtis should have done is he should have seen the candle, and seeing the candle, he should have known that the ring isn't there. And he should have started the dig on the ring first, because the candle is 4 whites, and moves so fast. So he could have started the dig on the ring, thrown 4 whites off to the side, and then gotten the candle.
Agreed.
Right.
I think this is like I am not without sin here. This is something I struggle with too sometimes. And Curtis has a tendency to want to check everything to be sure that it's not there. But sometimes you just gotta go. Again, this is a race scenario, so like it's fine. Like losing a little bit of time there, but like when you're trying to go for the toppest level, like at the highest level, you gotta move.
You know, well, and I'm gonna double down.
That was so close. That was too close for
that was
comfort.
a little bit. Good RNG though here. I mean, pretty solid.
Yeah,
RNG.
nice. Yep, good
Don't
loads.
get snatched. I got it.
4
All
lights
that.
on the thing.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
there we
that-
go. All right, that
Okay,
was
he got that
again a
purple
little
throw.
risky, but like well played for sure.
It was well played. He just needed to get that purple throughout, and he did, so it was good. Just doubling down on FC3 just for a moment while we wait for the cutscenes to play. The thing about it is that, like, the thing about checking is I'm not even anti-checking, but I think you should check the right things in the right order, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, in that case, you know where the candle is, but the candle's short, so why not just, like, check the other room for the ring? and
Right,
get the
right.
ring.
On that layout specifically,
Right.
like it was through distance and the fact that you saw the direction the bull bear was coming from, so the bull bear is likely contributing to the score of
Actually, the bull bear does not contribute to the score.
Oh,
Heartpiece has to remind me every single time because I
Okay.
never remember.
Well,
Heartpiece
okay,
is
the
Heartpiece in
problem
chat,
is
like,
the problem
Alex.
is the prevailing wisdom for a long time was that enemies don't contribute, like enemies with treasures don't contribute to score, and then it was enemies that contain treasures do contribute to score universally, but it's actually not a universal thing, and it is more common than not that enemies with treasures do not contribute to score.
No, wait. No,
Heartpiece quote me on that, but I believe most don't.
I think it's the reverse. I think most do. I think there are a lot of the ones though in which we use score. Like for example, on FC3 is a common one that we actively use score on. I think for that one it doesn't, and there's another one where you use score where it doesn't. But I actually think it should be. Well, I don't know.
I think Heartpiece. Let us know.
Yeah.
I will also say.
Heartpiece is playing both. He's playing both sides. He's playing us for fools, Urban. Like,
yeah. So it's close enough to where you have he has to do the math.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 50-50.
Hey, Heartpiece. Thank God for that PhD, huh? Cap is like, oh my God. Cap just says too real.
Oh my god, my lord. Don't.
So everyone in chat, congratulate Cap for getting some appreciable work done, like research work done towards his thesis. Like, congrats.
Nice.
That's a big effing deal.
Yep, I had to basically spend 2 weeks in a basement, which is good. But now that my time now that there's another 4 weeks until I can spend another 2 weeks on the basement, I can spend that time mostly doing a shit ton of data analysis.
Yeah, in the basement of his house, playing Pikmin 2.
Woo! And allegedly doing some data analysis and paper writing.
Also,
Mostly-
don't bring up the defense yet. I don't think we're that
Oh,
far
God.
along.
All I'm gonna say is I'll let you know when my defense is scheduled. If it isn't scheduled, assume that it's not happening.
It's out there.
Good
Yeah, good job. Good read, Curtis. Not that
So-
it was like a tough one, but
This is not a tough one. I think the big thing, of course, is again the mantra is like big room first, and from a score perspective, if we want to get technical, the fact that the bell was in the closest possible alcove meant that there probably has to be a farther alcove with the
yeah, in that same room. and
probably.
so-
I mean, obviously there's there's many exceptions and blah 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 blah, but like.
yeah, but
Based on-
good to go in that direction for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a solid piece of.
I'll also just one thing I want to say. I know Curtis has said that he doesn't know score more than like a very rudimentary understanding of it, and I think we're probably seeing like evidence that like he's getting to the point where he needs to fully understand score to get like considerably better. Just with like where his PB falls, I think that's probably like the exact threshold, right? That's like as good as you can get below 139 without that like extra bit of knowledge, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that there's this level of like, and I try not to be too. I mean, I'm very strong in my language in a lot of times, right? But I try not to be too strong in my language here. Where like, it's not even that checking is bad. It's just like efficiency, right? Like that you should check. Like, when should you check? Right? Because sometimes, yeah, you probably should, or it's not a bad idea to, right? But it's like you can know from the concepts of score, like I should check here first. I should check here
Right.
first.
Exactly.
You know, and
Oro,
it's
also, I just want to clarify. I am not roasting him at all. I am saying he is good enough with his skills right now, where score is like a very much needed next step.
for example, I'm now good enough where I'm gonna have to start learning that dumb trick on White Flower Garden too.
I know. We were both just like, dang it.
Damn it. No, it's so you know, so there's always things where it's like I think because Curtis has gotten a lot better, like his above grounds are solid, and he recently just popped off with this 137, which is, you know, it is a very good time, but you know, like there is nowhere to go, kind of like the next
Right,
big
right.
milestone
It's
after
just
137 is like the sub 136, which is the commonly agreed upon, like you are the upper brass of payoff debt peeps, you know.
So
like
it's a 136 now.
136. I'm being nice to you guys. I mean, 140 is still like,
Whoa! Shots fired.
sorry, I'm only accepting sub 134s now. I don't know what brought this change, but I've now determined.
I know, that's the threshold, yeah.
Yeah, I've now determined that that's the threshold. No, it's like, I mean, 140 is still like pretty dang good, but you know, there is like, I think, a clear delineation between like being able to get a 139.
We've seen it, yeah, and we've seen a bit of a gap emerge there. Like, Fast Wheeze helped out with the 139s, a decent amount.
Right, it helped out with 139s, and even for the people who were already 139.
Also, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I have a 135 because of a Fast Wii. Like, the
Yeah.
PB I got here was almost exclusively because of the Fast Wii, I believe. Like, and like, good luck everywhere.
I mean, of course. I mean,
Granted,
it's
my
a-
PB is like 16 months old.
I
so-
mean, Pikmin 2 history. I mean, because some people don't know. I mean, there was, depending on when they join, they might not know. I literally got a first Wii, and this was still like an idea of like maybe it's worth getting a new Wii. And Urban remembers this. I literally boot up my Wii and get a 1.5 minute PB.
Because this was when I
Yeah,
had a
it's just like straight, right? We didn't realize for a while. Actually, I realized. I would just like to like make that clear
Okay,
because I had a
the
fast
amount
Wii
of
and then
time
that
that you
Wii broke.
saved, the amount of time that you saved, I think, was maybe not by you, but overall in the community, the amount of time that it saved, I think, was greatly underestimated. Because it used to be like, oh yeah, someone's probably nabbing like 10, 15 seconds max.
Yeah.
But,
I
like,
think it was and I didn't think it was like it applied to every load, but
but it was like,
Jack has been a
oh,
big proponent of pointing out now that it applies to like every single load in the game, and there are so many of those.
oh my gosh, yeah, and so
Like
it was one of those
Xbox
things.
loads, like
Oh,
yeah, just
every
all
sub
over the
level.
place.
Turns out there's a
Every
lot of
sub
sub
level.
levels.
Every time you enter, you like open an onion menu. Just it's all over the place, man.
And well, yeah, well, and then there's things like, I mean, I usually shorten all of it to like day end stuff, but like what goes into like a day end? It's like you're menuing. There's like a bunch of cutscenes that you skip, and then there's the mail. For some reason, the mail at the end of the day likes to take a bajillion years to load.
It is definitely the like slowest loading cutscene, especially on Nintendo.
Yeah.
I think Curtis here is being a little
Nintendo
extra
actually
safe.
is kind of
I-
Nintendo is actually such a good test case in like the other direction. Like you notice what loads matter when all of the loads get really slow because you're like, oh wait, suddenly
Yeah.
this is miserable.
I disagree with some of the stuff Curtis is doing here. I think he didn't need to kill the snitch bug that he ended up killing there. I think he didn't need to put quite as many Pikmin on the gate in front of the exit because he knew that the treasure was almost certainly gated too. I also don't think he should have put the 5 Pikmin on that last body that he loaded them onto.
I think you need to put way less Pikmin on it. So I think, frankly, you look into that room and you see the gated hole and the whatchamacallit, and you go the other way
and you
first.
book it in the other direction, yeah.
Yeah, because I just think the main thing is that multitasking this is kind of hard. Like, I think it's fine and it's good, but like, gated, and Curtis will probably agree in hindsight, right? Buried things behind a gate are slow as heck,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's the duck on COS 2 or I don't know, like
This shell on COS 3. Just for the record, I believe those are the only treasures that can be behind gates
and are buried in
Payoff Debt. Yeah.
Correct. But
That's actually totally true, isn't it? Yeah. COS is one of the only caves that has gates.
Period, right? Okay, so I don't know. I just came from an AT run, so I'm also just thinking about that in general, where it's a little bit more common. But like in general, digging a treasure that is buried, right? You have to take that dig time into the account when you're multitasking, right? Because in multitasking, right, you think how long does it take for all of these things to be completed and then collected, etc., etc. And normally with treasures, normally in treasures, it's well, how long does it take to be completed? And
No.
yeah, why not bring all your Pikmin here? Like, why not? Like, what do you? Yeah, like, what do you?
Because it's also gated. Yeah, no, you just can't do that. You gotta.
By the way,
especially when you see where the gates are. Like you see there aren't gates. You see there aren't gates at the start. You have to know that there's the exit is gated. There are 3 gates on this floor.
It's one of those things. I don't know. In the year 2022. You don't have to guess. You actually kind of know how many gates there are. You know that there's 3 gates on COS 4, and there was only 1 gate at spawn, and it's a top to bottom. So guess what? There's only 1 alcove at the end. I don't know. I get whatever. Curtis is in a race. His brain is moving a mile a minute. I honestly think, like, for me, I mean, as someone who's run a lot but who hasn't raced a lot, racing is a different kind of stress.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
Especially, I mean, I don't know if Curtis knows the status of competition, but like, especially if you don't know.
He was in chat before, so I'm sure he knows.
Rip. But I guess, even in general, like, if it is close, right? Okay, Curtis.
Okay, I just want to say I'm infuriated because he has 22 purples here, and he's not even going for the what you guys call the urban strat, but I learned it from the Japanese runners. But the urban strat is 100% consistent with 22 Pikmin. You will never get further than like the first shake with 22 Pikmin if you get pound damage on all of them.
I don't know how with even if you don't do the quote unquote urban strat, I don't know how with 22 purples you don't have his health in the deep yellow by the time he shakes, dog. What? Something happened there. What happened?
We're not. We promise we're not roasting
I'm roasting him
Curtis.
because what? That doesn't make you have so many purples. I don't know. Sorry. If you had 11 purples, no roast. If you had even 20 purples, no roast because whatever.
If you pulled the Kimmy special and brought 2 purples into Citadel of Spiders.
Were you there? Were you there in AT when I accidentally brought 0 purples into Glenton's kitchen?
Yes, I sure was. And you were just like, it's fine. No, you brought 1. You had 1.
I had 1. It's fine.
You're like, it's fine. And I think it ended up being fine, but like, it still lost you time. But like,
only because I had 11 bitters going in. So whenever anything went wrong, I'm like, oh, gray bottle. But it's
screw this, yeah.
no.
Looking like Curtis is likely on pace for a like 141, 142-ish.
Yeah, Curtis played this honestly very.
That's very solid. Yeah, especially like we keep mentioning Nintendo loads. They are very, very slow.
Like, Curtis is playing well. I mean, the RNG has been relatively nice. I think really the only difference is between Curtis and, say, maybe Jack, just to name drop someone that isn't us, is like, you know, I think...
Sorry, that's very funny. To name drop someone that isn't us. Oh my god. That's also, like, a very us thing to like, say.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We gotta get like Kimmy and Jack and Max to watch this VOD because
we also have to commentate more races. Like
yeah. We've also definitely made our rounds. We've talked about everyone else, so.
Yeah, true. No, I was gonna say
Oh, the person. No, we've even talked about Ghostly. Lugia is someone with a sub 140 that we haven't talked about. Anyone else?
Lugia's okay.
Lugia's sub 140. Ice Cube. IID, of course. We've now name dropped everyone with a sub 140.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Lugia's cool. Hey, Lugia, it'd be cool if you did like you got like a 138 and then immediately dipped. It'd be cool if you kind of came back now that Curtis is faster than you. Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing.
Not catch. Unfortunately, Lugia is living his best life and is actually a very promising young professional. So, like, I wish him the best and hope that Pikmin doesn't torture him anymore.
Honestly, Lugia, you should quit your job and degen Pikmin.
Okay. So like the good angel and the bad devil on like each of your shoulders, and it's also like very fitting because Cap and I are Lugia's parents.
That's true. Yeah.
He materialized. Also, why is Lugia a mod? Can we fix that?
Unmod Lugia. You pretty sure that's a command that we can do?
I think you have to be the. I think you have to be the stream owner, don't you? Oh, look, it's a cookie layout.
True. No, it would be cookie. Okay, so, Lugia, listen to me very carefully. Get addicted to methamphetamine. I'm just suggesting.
Hey, Lugia's from Ohio, so that's a real possibility. Yeah, I was gonna say. Lugia said already done, which we've been new.
I should have known that Ohio would claim yet another innocent young man. Oh Lord. All right, that's fine.
There's nothing else to do in the Midwest, man.
I honestly.
Lugia is also in the like the worst part of Ohio. That's like far away from Cedar Point and Kings Island.
Oh Lord.
Which are like fun things to do.
I'm such a fucking coastal normie. I don't even know what those points are, but they sound fun. They sound like places that you could do things with. Damn. Brutal.
Yeah, we're not saying much about Curtis. That's because there's not a whole lot to comment on here. These floors are pretty. I mean, like that, like one and two are very.
Sorry, 2 was fine. I mean, I don't know. He ran and he got the lid, and then he lidded. I don't know. This one's fine. I like that he's ignoring the anodes, just because like you really just gotta get the treasure. He's loading this first. I don't know, which is good while you're here. I like that he's trying to get the ratios even. It's
Lugia. It's so that you return to Pikmin 2.
All right. Yeah. So see, I thought this was pretty good.
Yeah, he needs to get back to start pretty quickly here. The whistle over whistled a little bit there and ended up
Oh,
missing
yeah,
off the clacker.
There it is.
But he really does need to hustle back to start here and get some of these beetles flipped, and also he needs to down this guy.
Honestly, the puppy. Oh, the puppy.
Oh, he's screwing off.
Absolutely bailed. This
Oh,
puppy.
nope, he's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. Oh no! Ah!
He's focused on the. He's finally focused on the.
Yeah, it was just far enough. Oh man. Okay. At this point, okay. Here is what you have to do, and I see this happen all the time, and I make this mistake too. Just throw a dang purple at the puffy blowhog right now, like at this very moment, because it's just gonna keep whistling off, and there's electricity right there. Just throw a purple. Just do it. Who cares if it gets leafed? It's something that needs to happen all the time. Like, people try to deal with puffy blowhogs way too much, and I am victim to this too. Just throw a purple on it.
Really funny if someone's recent 133 PB had him lose 10 whites because he struggled to channel the ball.
Just throw a damn purple on it.
No, we have to have all the swag at the cost of everything else. So, are there high throws here? The answer is no. Bail.
It's not. Why is it bailed?
I don't know. I like seeing. Oh, nice. So yeah. So this is where having 22 purples is really good because when this guy brings the whole minivan, you can kind of handle that a little bit easier.
Shout out to TCB, I think, for popularizing the minivan lingo.
Minivan.
I just want to point out, okay, so back on FC3, Curtis wasted time getting bug bodies. Not FC3, sorry. COS3, Curtis wasted time getting bug bodies, and now he is just leaving some bug bodies that are free behind here. Which, like, I get that it's not guaranteed to get them on this floor, but it's so likely to be able to get a few extra bug bodies. Like, he got way too many beetles on that floor, like we talked about already.
Also, he's like kind of not hurting that much on
No, he was fine. He needed like 50, 28 plus 25. He needed like 53, which is 15 in... This is a problem I have with like the way you and Curtis do your math, and I think it like conditions you to think you're only going to get 26 bug. It conditions you to think you're only going to get 26 bug bodies in Glutton's Kitchen, when I think you should be shooting for like 35 or 40 in almost all cases.
No, I'm totally with you. I think about extra bugs because I usually assume that I can. So I usually assume that I can get 10 to 15 extra bugs, which is 35 to 40.
Yeah.
So no, I assume that. I think that there's, yeah, nice. Okay, I think you have 87 Pikmin. You need to go, dude. No, just dude.
Yeah, just go.
Just go.
Also, you can
Just
not
get
spawn the beetle.
one dwarf. Are you not even getting the dwarves that you're killing?
No.
You have you need to want you want to
Also, I'm gonna point out they're not gonna path that way because of the way that room is shaped. They always path around the other way. This is just chilling in the middle of the room.
What are you doing?
What is this? It's just chilling. There are so few alcoves.
Okay, first of all, here's one of my things, and this is what I tell like like JPEP and J7 who are like learning. I'm like, bro, assume if you're not losing like 7 Pikmin on this floor that you're not playing it unsafe.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, just
if you're
it didn't even path this way, Curtis.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. They're not gonna path that way. They never path that way. They always will path around that way in that orientation.
You gotta know.
I was gonna say, if your asshole is not clenched for the entirety of this floor, you are doing something wrong. And he spawned the first beetle. Sorry, I sound super angry, and we both sound really angry about Curtis's play here. It's just because he's our child and we're disappointed.
I'm not mad.
But I'm also gonna say he spawned the beetle at the start, and now they're like actually posing a risk to his Pikmin here. Like if those didn't get in right on top of each other, he was gonna lose a nice handful of Pikmin.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that he is like the star performer of the Urban and Cap radio show. Like, so like, you know, we are basically looking at him with a really fine tooth comb. I just like, why are you? The thing, of course, he didn't even not even collect a single dwarf. And here's the thing: is he's at 10. He needs to get 6 in bugs. If he had gotten even 1 dwarf, he could have done it with just 1 anode. But no.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if you're gonna kill all that stuff, come on. You want to put whites on that? There you go.
Thank you. Yep. I don't know.
Oh gosh, please.
I think it's just faster to just get it loaded. I don't know why we're popping the dudes off the thing, especially when you have like already have two like, do they move faster? Appreciably faster? No, that's way too far from the onion.
Oh,
Or
well,
the pod.
it doesn't matter, but GBB is being a little bit of a funny dude. A funny guy. This is why you don't knock the people off, by the way. You've now created a whole load of problems for yourself. Stop knocking.
Yeah, and like the dude is now like you said, the dude is now going for that other treasure, and so he's gonna have to load that, and like GBB is, oh no! He did it! This is, okay. This is Curtis's fault. Curtis, I love you. You are my Curtis. You are the baby of the family.
I'm sorry. This is what. Yep. Oh, yep.
Okay. Pi is saying, if he remembers correctly, they don't move slower at all. And he's gonna have to get just. These are like really little things in the end, like that have cost him appreciable time.
Oh,
And like in a race setting like this, they do not matter. Again, I will point out these do not matter. Curtis has won this race, and he probably knows that he's won it.
Okay, in a
but
race
like
setting, it doesn't matter.
these are mistakes. And again, I keep saying this. I am not immune to these things, but these are mistakes that you cannot make at the tippy top level.
The thing also, I gotta say, is like, what if it was a close race? You would have just...
Yeah,
like,
which we were talking about was incredibly likely, and to be frank, was quite likely up until like TCB got screwed.
Yeah. They don't move slower to all of it. Yeah, so it's one of those things where I think it's like an optical illusion. Like you think like, oh well, surely there's more. Surely they would move slower. But it's 10k exactly. Oh, pod exactly. Nice, good job. But still.
No. He has 10,010. So he got GBB body too. So he was over on Pocos in the end and got extra bodies on COS3. When you're that late game, you cannot afford to be getting extra bodies.
Curtis, I know that you're neurotic and you're gonna watch this whole vid, and I just want to say, yeah, kinda. What are you doing?
Our criticisms were mostly valid. GG Curtis, good job, man.
All right, good sport listening to us literally just talk mad game on your play for basically an hour.
Yeah. Also, GG SBU said it in chat first, but GG to TCB too. Like just some unfortunate stuff that happened. Like it really happens to literally every single runner. We have our off days. We have tilt from like the stupidest RNG ever. So like I give him no blame here. Would have been nice to see both runners finish, but like it happens. So.
Yeah, no, TCB's, I mean, it's one of the, I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of notable for DNFing out of multiple set seed races in the past, like, I've been there as well, and it's just like...
I've also, like, I like TCB, and that's part of the reason that I'm not hardcore roasting him right now. We are old friends.
I also just think,
but, like, I am well known to, like, very loudly complain about people dropping out of races early. So like I am do not get me wrong, I am disappointed, but like I also understand where he's coming from.
I think it is. I think there's, to me, I always...
It's also yeah. It's a little different when like it's just a race that's affecting you.
I also just think like it's just like, I don't know. It's one of those things where like, I agree that it's something we can work on, but like mentality is hard, right? Like sometimes, especially like when I've gotten really pissed, like even after I did it, I realized I maybe shouldn't have, but like in the moment when you're upset, like that's not where your brain goes, But but it's like,
I agree.
And and who knows? I mean, hopefully, especially next time we do this tournament, because this is fun, and we should do this. We should do this more often.
Yeah, we should do this like twice a year.
Yeah, we should do this twice. We should do this semi-annually. Like, there is this level of like, I mean, TCB also kind of came back for this. I mean, not just for this, but like this like inspired a little bit of resurgence, and like the new route and stuff, it was newer to him, right? And so that these mistakes also are a little more common. And I think it's also hard when you want to race at that level.
Yeah,
Run
totally.
back the whole tournament in June. June's a little early.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be racing. At the rate we're going, I'm gonna be racing Urban in June. Let's go.
We'll see. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I literally haven't won a match yet. I won my first match by default, so we'll see.
I only beat Urban. Sorry, I only beat Curtis. God, I keep doing that. I only beat Curtis because I got Cookie, which gave me good fortune for the rest of the run. And I also played Terra. You were the one that done said
Cookie on GK2. Cookie on GK2 gave you good fortune for the remaining 5 floors of the run.
You're damn right. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun commentary to run. I watched that video and it was you literally just roasting me the whole time.
Yeah. Quit making mistakes.
Yeah. Gosh. That's
okay. So as far as upcoming runs, these are going to be Eastern time, Eastern Daylight Time. It is, for reference, it is 10:20 p.m. right now Eastern time. So Friday at 9 p.m., Teddy Ursa versus SBU Diver will be taking each other on in losers bracket round 2. Max and I will be taking each other on Sunday at 2 p.m. in winners bracket round 2. And on Wednesday, June 1st, so that is a week from today, yeah?
Yeah.
A week from today, Cap will be taking on Kemi for winners bracket round 3. A few days after that, you can expect some other winners bracket round 3 stuff and probably some more losers brackets things. I will also point out, this was actually our first upset of the tournament. TCB was a 6 seed and Curtis was a 7 seed based on their PBs at the time that we started the tournament. So really GG to Curtis there for pulling off an upset.
Well, Urban, don't worry. You got the next upset.
Oh yeah, I was like, I guess that technically is an upset. I will just say, like, me versus Max, it would be like less of an upset than Curtis versus TCB, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think also though, I don't know. I think I guess my only analysis before he goes, I think Curtis though has really hit the level up, like even just in the last 3 weeks.
Right. Yeah. And like being hot, like you talked about this, why you would call me the favorite over Max. Like being hot right now is huge in this game. Max is probably more hot than I am right now just because of some IRL stuff that has happened to me in the past couple of weeks. Rip
the hand. Rip the young one.
I mean, I'm doing well enough now to like run 251 all treasures, so like I'll be fine.
I know, but it was
yeah,
something that was
an unfortunate moment for me.
It's a positive IRL. So
yeah. But anyway, thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
Let's see if Pi has anything else to say. Probably not. I think we've covered most everything. But
nope. Looks like
thank you all for watching.
Urban's
GG
pretty
again.
much covered it there. So yeah, I guess we're gonna call it here for tonight. We have another match on Friday, so we will see you all later.
Later, guys.
GG's.
GG Curtis. GG TCB.
GG's everyone.